Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Welcome to a new episode of the Social Media Scene. On today's episode, we're going to talk about Instagram, but we're also going to talk about today Instagram, Pinterest, and we're also going to talk about the Oscars. Yep, where you can find the best Oscars 2022 social media coverage. All that and more is coming up next. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. How's everybody doing? Welcome to a new episode of the Social Media Scene. I am Alice Fuller, Principal Consultant at Share Social. Let's get that music out of here real pretty like. Yep, just like that. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday, or for some of you, Friday. Indeed, Friday. For those of you that are new, hey, how you doing? Thank you for giving up a little bit of time and attention. For those of you that come up every week, and especially those of you that watch live and give me comments and things of that nature, engage with me as I do this show. Totally appreciate you. I do appreciate everybody, but I'm giving a little bit of shine to those people who ask questions and engage. Yes, so thank you, thank you, thank you. And for those of you watching the replay, I appreciate you too. Now, just because you're watching the replay, don't feel like you can't leave a little message or a little comment. You can, and I will see it and I will respond to it as quickly as I can. So please, everybody, get your engagement on. I love it when people talk to me and with me, not necessarily at me, but that's a whole nother conversation. But what's popping on this here show today? Well, today, of course, we got a lot to talk about. It's a busy weekend. There's Instagram to talk about. There's also going to be, we're going to talk about Instagram. We're also going to talk about, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about Pinterest, and we're going to talk about the Oscars. This weekend, busy weekend in the entertainment world of film and music too, technically. Well, and entertainment in general. And so I'm going to tell you today where you can get the best coverage via social media. Social media, because you can see a lot on TV, that's true. But as I say every week, social media, traditional television have now converged. So you can do some live tweeting, you can do some live social media engagement as you're watching on traditional television. But there's two places that you probably want to go, and I'm going to tell you what those places are in today's show. So, welcome. Now, here's what I need everybody to do. Just do me this solid. Go ahead, share this stream with friends and frenemies. Yeah, them too. Share this stream with them, especially in those places and spaces conversations about social media are going on. Slide this right up under the nose of those individuals that are always talking about social media, trying to get some followers, whatever what they think the newest buzz is. Slide this right up under their nose so at least they can be up to date on the latest tea as far as social media is concerned. Although today there is no tea. I don't have any drama today, but I do have some news I hope that you will be able to use. So that's the top of the show. Now, I can't get into the show officially until I do my clapboard, because no production starts without some form of a clapboard. So let's go ahead and knock that out. And bam, there it is. We can officially begin. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right into the first story of today because it's important. This is Instagram. A whole lot of buzz around Instagram this week. Why? Because the chronological feed has returned. I guess I should say yay. I'm going to give it a little bit of applause. Just a little. Yeah, there you go. So, yes, indeed, the chronological feed has returned to the gram. People have been asking for this for years, and now you got it. But there's some other things you got to keep in mind too, with this particular thing is concerned. So for those of you actively using Instagram, and that's almost all of y'all, let's get the word from the CEO himself, Mr. Adam Mosseri, because I like for y'all to hear it directly from what we say the horse's mouth. And I'm not calling a man a horse, so don't even go there with me. But I like you to get it straight from the source on what is going on in the world of social. And who better to get it from than the CEO? So let's go over here, and we might have to cue it up a little bit better than this. I need a better way of queuing up these little videos. Go over here to the browser, turn on some sound.
For you. And to that end, today we're launching 2 new feeds on Instagram. One's called Following and the other's called Favorites. Following is a deterministic feed of posts from the accounts you followed in chronological order. Over time, we have introduced more recommendations into the main feed because we think it's important for us to help people discover new things, to learn about content on Instagram that they didn't even know existed, but they might enjoy or love. But we also think it's important, and we've gotten a lot of feedback, that people have access to a deterministic chronological feed just from the accounts that they've decided to follow. If you see my DMs, we've gotten that request a lot, and so we're excited to announce that today. The second is called Favorites. Favorites is a way to make sure you don't miss anything from the accounts that you care about most. And we'll show photos and videos from your favorites at the top of the main feed, and you can also get to a chronological feed of photos and videos from your favorites as well. But I want to be clear, the main feed on Instagram is going to continue to be ranked. It's going to continue to be personalized. We believe in personalization. We find that when we help try and connect people with the content that they're the most interested in, not only do they say they're happy with Instagram overall, we also see that the average account reaches 50% more followers than in a chronological feed world. So check out Following and check out Favorites and let us know what you think. Down in the comments would be ideal. And I'll see you next week. Peace. You should be able to shape Instagram into the experience that you want. You know what's best for you. And to that end, today we're launching 2 new feeds on Instagram. One's called Following and the other's called Favorites. Following is a deterministic...
Okay, so that's the big news of the week where Instagram is concerned. Chronological feed has returned. Yay. And then you've got your favorites. Yay. Okay, so for those of you that are still a little salty because you feel like that algorithm is still controlling your life, well, to a degree, it is. But also keep in mind, Mosseri says, according to their studies, when they give you the chronological feed, people like it better. The accounts seemingly they get more views because they're being shown to people that really want the content. The other piece he left out was it keeps people on the platform longer. That's the other little piece. Because, there's always a strategy where Instagram, where any social media platform is concerned. Let's just be honest. But that's okay. It is what it is. So for those of you that are eager, that have been asking for the chronological feed, it is there for you. Yes, it's still going to have a little curation by the algorithm, but it's better than nothing. Here's the other piece to that. Certain people are like, well, why don't they just make the chronological feed the default? Well, Instagram likes to give you the perception that you have a lot of control over your feed. You can have the home feed, you could have the your favorites, so you get to pick and choose what you want. So at this point, as you open up the app, you will have to tell Instagram which feed that you want to see. It does not open by default to your favorites nor to your typical chronological order. Okay, so you will have to decide that on your own. So you have some control over what you are seeing in your feed. So there you have it. So other news in the Instagram world today, because there is more news to share. There's always something popping with Instagram. In other news today with Instagram, shopping, e-commerce. I promise you, Instagram is about to become your new virtual flea market. I like flea markets, in all honesty. Are one of my favorite places to hang out. But at the end of the day, for those of you that are doing more e-commerce shopping these days, for whatever reasons, and there's a lot of them. But there's no but. This is truly an opportunity for you as the shopper and as the business with the products, because shopping tags are now available to everybody. Everybody. Tout le monde. Everybody. I don't know how to say it in other languages, just those two. Everybody. So, for those of you that are eager to shop on Instagram, and not only eager to shop on Instagram, for those of you that are willing or want to help sell products on your Instagram profile, today is your day. It is available. These shopping tags are available to everybody. No longer is it just available to, the elite few, elite brands. It is now available to everybody. So that said, if you are a business though, if you are a business and you're just getting into e-commerce and setting up your shop on Instagram and Facebook, you got to understand that you still have to set things up on the back end. Just this week, last week technically, I was working with a client that wanted to set up the Instagram and Facebook shops, but unfortunately she could not, because for some reason a bot or somebody on the Facebook ends of things decided whatever activity she was doing on the platform she could no longer do, and thus they pretty much shut down the business end of her Facebook profile. So that meant no ads, that meant no shops, Facebook nor Instagram. So that sucks for a lot of you, and I know. And as much as you try to talk and you do your little form and you do whatever it is you need to do, you're probably still in some sort of meta purgatory as far as that's concerned. So, but keep trying. Hopefully, she and you, all of y'all, because there's a lot of you, will get some insight, and not only insight, but hopefully they will correct or tell you what you need to do so that you can get your accounts back, so that you can take advantage of these new, not necessarily new, but new to everybody, shoppable tags. I think it's a great I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of small businesses, especially now it's summer. People trying to get their sundress on, not necessarily, okay, dudes, you trying to get your little shorts, your sandal set, whatever it is, men do to to feel cute for the summer. So you can get your whole fit, your whole outfit right there on Instagram if you know where to shop. And now that everybody has access to these shopping tags, it's going to be a flea market. Nothing wrong with flea market. So for those of you that think, I mean that in a negative way, I don't. Not really. What I mean by that is because now everybody has access to the tags, you can shop more places on the platform, in the feed, in the reels, in the stories. That's a flea market, people. So let's look at what this might look like. Let's got a little example here. Let's go over here to my browser. Okay, so as you see here, you got some shopping tags. Something beauty. Is it Kofi? Kofi? What is it? I can't call it. But as you see here, she's done some real dramatic stuff with the eyeshadow here, and she's got the product here. And so now you can use these tags, even as an individual. I mean, if you're a business, then you should be set up for Instagram shopping. Okay, so that's cool. This is going to start with people right here in the US, of course. You'll also be able, like I said before, to have these tags in stories and in reels, which is cool. So, as a business, though, here's the thing: as a business, you will receive a notification if someone tags your business in a post. That's good. So then you can tell who's helping you if you got, like affiliates and things of that nature. or influencers that you're partnering with, that's great. You'll now get a notification when someone tags one of your products in their post. And you'll also be able to view all tagged content on your profile. That's good too. That's wonderful. Brands, companies, you will be able to control who can tag your products. Basically, if once you get the notification that someone has tagged your product, business, or whatever in a post, reel, whatever, or short, whatever it is, uh, well, not a short, because shorts are YouTube, but stories is what I meant to say. You will be able to remove the tag. So if technically, if someone is talking crazy about your business and about the pricing and things of that nature, and they've tagged it in a post, you will get that notification and you can remove it from that particular piece of content if you want to. So that's good. Now, for those of you who are just a regular old user, or even if you're an influencer, it's real easy to tag a product in your post. All you really do is select the photo, video, whatever it is you're going to use, add a caption just like you regularly would, and then select the next button. And then you need to tag a brand first in your post. And then you'll see the option, you'll get a little drop down. Now, here, that's why it's important for you as a business to go ahead, if you can, to set up all the stuff you need to do on the back end so that when people are eager to tag your business in a post, your business will appear in that little drop down. Otherwise, so here's the other piece to that too. Once you create the content, or you find the image, you find the video, you add the caption, you tag the company, uh, you'll get that drop down that says, you can tag products, and you just search for the business as I just said. And then you can tag the post several times if you want to, as you saw in this example. Um, you get up to, I thought I read someplace that you got up to maybe 30 tags in a post, but that would be a lot. But I could see somebody tagging, I can see somebody doing it, depending on what the image looks like and things of that nature, how much product is in the image. You can tag, I think it's up to 30. But I might be wrong on that, but I think that's what I saw somewhere in my research. Okay? So then you have that. And so as you see here, this is what I'm talking about. When you are creating your post, right? You do your little caption, and then you see here, you start captioning. You do your tag of the business, and then you get the suggested products, right? And you get all the other products that might have a similar name and things of that nature. And you see here, as a business, if you want to remove that tag, say remove me from post, or remove all tags from post. Okay? So you, as a business, have control over who's using your tags, and who's tagging you. That's better. It's a better way to say is who's tagging you in content. And of course, you as a content creator, you can remove tags from your post too. So there you have it. Big business people, in case you have not been watching this particular show for the last year, e-commerce and social media are going together hand in glove, peanut butter and jelly for those of you that like those hard to eat sandwiches, and whatever else goes great together, peaches and herbs for you old schoolers. So great opportunity for those of you who have products to sell, shoes, whatever it is within reason, on Instagram. But I suspect this news is going to frustrate a lot of you because, for whatever reason, your account is in some sort of purgatory. So keep working on that, and hopefully you'll be able to set up your shops, set up your tags and everything so you can take advantage of this. All right. So what else is popping in the world of not Instagram? We're going to move over to Pinterest. Now, I don't talk a lot about Pinterest, But in all honesty, I probably should talk more about Pinterest because we shouldn't sleep on Pinterest. We really shouldn't. Why? Couple of reasons. It's still a social media platform, a very robust one at that. That's one. Two, for those of you that are targeting a certain demographic of people, it is probably one of the best social media platforms you can use. Two, three, when it comes down to e-commerce, and technically Pinterest was in that game way before Instagram and some of everybody else. You Over 10 years ago, you could go over to Pinterest and shop. They had pins that had a price tag on it. You would click it, it would take you off of Pinterest to a website or whatever, and the transaction would take place over there. Now, though, Pinterest has decided, we don't want to send traffic away from the platform. Nope, we want to keep all that right here on the platform, just like everybody else is doing. Good move. Good move, Pinterest. So, as much as you can, shop on Instagram. Some of you might want to consider shopping on Pinterest. Another reason we shouldn't ignore Pinterest is because it also has a great search function, keywords and things of that nature. It also has it's doing some really interesting things with augmented reality, and they've been doing that before Snapchat came into came into being, and the lenses and all of that. So Pinterest has been doing putting in the work. They just been doing it without a lot of attention, but that's not their fault. That's because for those of us who report and cover all this social media news, we get so distracted by Facebook and Instagram and everybody else that we really don't give Pinterest the shine it deserves. So Pinterest, you know what? Here you go, Pinterest. I'm gonna give you some today. Take this, because I want you to know I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. hmm And I might be coming over the shop too. Okay, that's enough. All right. So for those of you that are interested in going over to Pinterest to do your shopping, you as a business too can once again, like on Instagram, set your little shop up, pop up, or whatever you want to call it, on Pinterest. Real easy peasy. Now, they've partnered with a thing called Checkout. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the same tool that Instagram uses to make sure that you can do all the transaction within the app. You no longer have to leave Instagram, and this week you will no longer have to leave Pinterest to do the transaction if you're buying a product on Pinterest. Now, of course, this checkout tool is still in beta for right now, but I'm pretty certain this is going to become the standard. So I don't think it'll be in beta long at all, in all honesty. So for those of you that have Shopify and things of that nature, even better for you. Now, Pinterest says it plans to make use of a new application programming interface for you geeks. That's the API. What's an API for those of you that are not, you're not nerdy about all this technical stuff? Basically, an API is a little piece of code that allows two platforms or two platforms, two applications to talk to each other and work together. That's basically what an API is. There might be another technical term, but at the end of the day, that's what it does. Let's just keep it simple, people. So, with this API, for those of you that are businesses, this should make it real easy for you to upload your products to Pinterest to sell. So, yay. You don't have to, literally go over to your Shopify or wherever your images may be and then pluck every little thing and put it into Pinterest. No, with this new API, if you already have, especially on Shopify. If you already have a shop somewhere else, the API should help you upload your products to Pinterest pretty easily. So, yay on that piece too. Now, Pinterest is working with an influencer named Tan France. I'm not familiar who. I'm not really familiar with Tan France, but I'm going to show you a video in just a second where he's going to explain to you what the new shops are on Pinterest. It's called a Your Shop feature. Basically, it kind of feels like Instagram shops, if I'm honest, or the Instagram shopping hub, where all the things that you've been engaging with, all the things you've been shopping, Instagram puts in a little space for you. And so you can continue to buy those things that you like based on the algorithm and things like that. That's basically what this is too. Pinterest, your shops. Yeah, they don't, it needs a better name. But at any rate, it's a personalized, what they're calling a concierge, that offers a customized commerce page based on user activity. Like I said, Instagram has this already. So let me share this video with you so you can get even better insight. Hey, Anika Pfeiffer, girl, how you doing? I ain't talked to you in forever. How are you? How are you? Man, seeing your name just always makes me smile. Man, it always does. Okay, so yeah, don't let me get distracted. Yeah, we need to catch up because we haven't talked in forever. Okay, so when it comes down to Pinterest, let me get these videos together. So if I can find them, they are here somewhere on my computer. Hold a second. Hold my mule. Hold my mule. Let's go here. We're going to choose a video. And here we go.
Your Shop is a brand new place on the Pinterest app to browse, shop, and buy, inspired by you and your specific tastes. It's everything you need for shopping in one place. No two stores are alike. Your Shop is built just for you, no one else. Here, you'll find curated product guides, shoppable creator content, and brand deals, all based on the ideas you're searching for and engaging with on Pinterest. So, my shop looks a little something like this. Statement coats, plaids, color blocking, embroidered. I can never have too many statement coats, and no one, not even you, can tell me otherwise. Eco-friendly houseware. For all of my new parents out there, you know the struggle of finding houseware that's durable and chic. This is my shop, and I could not love it more. For my husband Rob, his shop is completely different. It's full of outdoor boots, textiles, cool artwork. With Your Shop, Pinterest creates a tailored shopping experience full of products and brands based on your taste and no one else's. As a designer, I know shopping is the most fun when it's personal. Today, a brand is so much more than a set of products. I'm looking for a brand that aligns with my values. I want to know who you are and what you represent. That's where Pinterest's new Merchant Details is major for brands and shoppers. Merchant Details is a new feature that lets brands show and share your values and communities right there at the top of your profile. So, if you're a brand that's eco-friendly, responsibly sourced, or inclusive, you may qualify to feature that value on your profile. Or maybe you're a brand that stands out because you bring representation of a historically marginalized group to the table. Merchant Details also recognizes communities with badges like Black-owned, Asian Pacific Islander-owned, or disability-owned businesses. I love this feature because I can instantly see what your brand is all about. I can see who you are, what you stand for, and what your values mean. And most importantly, if they align with mine.
Nice, nice, Pinterest. Nice, very nice, very nice. I think for those of you that are frustrated, in all honesty, for those of you that are frustrated with Facebook and them, Pinterest might be a great alternative until to your Facebook situation gets handled. Explore Pinterest your shops, because I guarantee you could probably find a similar target market on Pinterest, especially for those of you that are targeting women of a certain age. For those of you that are into home decor, that are into fashion, cosmetics, you know, stuff that women typically search for. Now, fellas, don't feel left out. The Pinterest is for you too, especially over the last couple of years. So I suspect you can find some stuff too that appeals to whatever your interest may be and shop to your little heart's delight. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to find your favorite football jersey on Pinterest. You might, though. Don't sleep. You just might. I don't know. But it is worth looking. It is worth exploring, whether you are a consumer or whether you are a business owner that has product to sell. Pinterest, don't sleep on it. Now, here's the other thing. Here's the other piece about Pinterest, too, that I find really, really, really interesting. We talked about the Your Shop feature, which is cool, but the other piece to that is if you are using certain what they call idea pins on Pinterest. Now, an idea pins basically is Pinterest's way of giving you stories, because everybody got to have stories, right? Okay. So if you are interested in using Pinterest to sell your products still, and you want to combine not just video, not just images, but you want to combine them all together in a piece of content, that's what the idea pins are. And those two are shoppable. Let me show you this. I'm trying to tell you, we can't sleep on Pinterest anymore, or we shouldn't. That's lost opportunities. So let me show you this video. Here you go. Oh, there we go. Picked the wrong thing.
People can now purchase your items without ever leaving the app. They can stay on Pinterest and keep getting inspired. All they do is click here when they're ready to check out. This way, they can shop and buy something the moment they see it on Pinterest. It's so simple and right there on the app. This new checkout makes it easier for shoppers to buy from brands whilst already engaging with you and your content on Pinterest. As a creator, I've always loved sharing products from brands that I adore and that I actually use. My community on Pinterest comes here to feel inspired. They come here to try new things and figure out what they like. So, when I create an idea pin, I can now add product tagging to show people the things I'm obsessed with right now. When I tag a product, my audience can discover and shop the brands that I really stand by and adore.
Comes down to the various ways, especially these two ways you can use Pinterest for e-commerce. Your shop, customized commerce page based on your activity on the platform. And as a business, you can set up your shop using the API and things of that nature, make it real easy for you to, if you've got products somewhere else, you should be able to get them onto Pinterest pretty easily. And you've got idea pins, which are kind of like the stories format on Instagram and everywhere else, Snapchat. And with the stories pins, you can make those shoppable too. So, like I said, do not miss this opportunity that Pinterest is providing for you, because you might be leaving some money on the table. Okay, so let's move on to the last story of this here day. Let's talk about the Oscars. Woo, woo, woo. The Oscars are this weekend. Ooh. On one end, I don't miss the Oscars. I don't miss all the fanfare. But on the other end, having been to the Oscars twice, I can tell you there is a lot of work involved to present everything that is Oscars. So much work involved. Now, I've worked in the production of the Oscars, but I've also covered the Oscars as press. Covering the Oscars as press is a hell of a lot of damn work. Right out the gate. But what's different this year versus when I covered it back in 2013? A lot. Okay, so first, let me just give you a little snippet of me at the Oscars. Okay, so this is me. Okay, let me try to move. Can I move that? I should be able to move that. How come I can't move that? Okay, so this is me. You got to get the nominations announcement. You got to get your credentials first. Okay, before you do anything, you always have to get your credentials. So that's one thing. Now, when you start thinking about getting the credentials, because what I'm about to tell you, what they're doing this year is really, really interesting in the evolution of how the Oscars have been covered over the last couple of years, especially from a social media standpoint. So you get your credential. Once you get your credential, and you have to be vetted. Not everybody's going to get a credential. Not every media outlet is going to get a credential right out the gate. Not even. So once you get your credential, then you can cover the announcements. So here's a picture of me as press. Here's a picture of me. The top one is me in production when I had really, really short hair, and that was when it was held in the Kodak Theater. That was eons ago, eons ago. And so there's my that was my credential at the time, and here I am on the red carpet. But at that particular time, they had really strict rules about your credential. So I took this picture in the credentials room. Now you know it's old because look how old these icons look, especially Instagram. So do not photograph your credential or any persons wearing a credential. Posting images or credentials on the internet or any social media is strictly prohibited. Violators may have their credential revoked and lose their eligibility for future credentials. Okay, so that is what was in the media room or the credentialing room when I went to pick up my little lanyard and everything that you need as press to cover the Oscars. Putting your little credential out there into the social media world was a no. Mm-mm. No. And they also emailed you a whole list of do's and don'ts. What you can cover, what you can't cover, what you can use, what you can use, a whole laundry list of what you can do as press before you cover the Oscars. Okay, so that's one. So that's old school. But some of this still applies. Now, once you get there, of course, once you get to the Oscars, then you still got to go through some extra stuff. Here's me getting to the red carpet, and then I think I have a picture of me. Oh, this is from the announcements when you get your credential, and this is me and Kevin Frazier, and you can see that big old credential around my neck. And what's this other picture I have here? Oh, so you've seen that already. So now that was 2013 when I was covering the Oscars as press. Fast forward to 2022, some things have changed where social media is concerned. Because now the Oscars is aiming to attract younger audiences, okay? And not just to watch the show, but also they want to attract those eyeballs to their social media platforms, which they hope will also attract television viewers. All right. So this year, the Academy has decided, you know what? We're going to invite social media influencers. We're going to handpick social media influencers, a total of 12. not only will they attend the red carpet, but they actually get to go to the ceremony in the Dolby Theater. And the thing that really blows my mind about this is the governor's ball. I worked the Oscars eons ago in production, and they wouldn't even allow us working the show in the governor's ball. Okay, if you got into the governor's ball, you were hand selected from production to be in that governor's ball, because that's where all the celebrities are going to be. And the last thing they wanted was for you, who may be aspiring to be something more than just a production assistant, is to be at the governor's ball with your little credential on, trying to hand out your resume and your spec or whatever it is you had to celebrities. So getting into that governor's ball was not easy. It was basically prohibited for a lot of us who worked in production. And if you were caught in that governor's ball and they knew you weren't supposed to be in there, you would get kicked out immediately. Yes. And you probably would not work the Oscars again under that particular production company. Okay, so the other piece to this is, so they've hand selected 12 creators to attend the Oscars, the red carpet, and the show, and the governor's ball, okay, to create content for what? Instagram Reels, and for Facebook too, because the Academy now has a partnership with Facebook, or Meta. The mama call them Facebook, I'm gonna call them Facebook, but technically Meta. So Meta has this exclusive deal to have these influencers, these 12 influencers, and an additional 11 quote unquote influencers or creators that will attend the Oscars pre-show, which is basically the red carpet, for content. That content will be shared exclusively on Facebook and Instagram. So if you want to get the good, that's where you need to go. You need to go to Facebook and Instagram. Okay. But the question is, where on Facebook and Instagram? See, this is the part that irks me about my research. And it's not that I'm lacking in research. It's just they didn't tell you. My source is Variety. Okay. And nowhere in this report did they tell you where to go on Facebook and Instagram to get this coverage. There's a bazillion places to go on those two platforms, and they don't tell you anything but go to Facebook and go to Instagram. Come on now. So I will tell you this 9 times out of 10, because the Academy is partnering with Meta or Facebook. Go to the official Academy Award profiles. That's where I would go. So here on the gram, it's real easy to find. So you just go on over here to the Instagram. Let's go over here. Now don't go over to Instagram looking for the Oscars. You're not going to find it that way. You need to go to Instagram.com, the Academy. That's where you need to go. The Academy. So you see here, the Academy. And they say they're going to post reels. Here's the reels. Okay. So, what's this? Is this the most recent one? Okay.
Creative.
That quote was from our great Martin Scorsese. So.
And so much of this belongs to the cast. Leo DiCaprio, 6.5 years work we've done together.
To Mr. Alejandro Inarritu, as the history of cinema unfolds, you have forged your way.
Yeah, okay. So basically, this is what old school people do when they don't want to create new stuff, because they've got all this other content just sitting there. So they try to repurpose it, which is fine too, because I tell my clients to do that as well. But these influencers that they're going to hire, or they've already hired, they're going to put their own spin on it. They're probably going to create reels fresh from the red carpet or whatever event they may be attending. So it won't look so like you just took television footage and just threw it up here on on Instagram. It works, but for the audience they are trying to attract, this type of content isn't generally what appeals to that audience. Now, I only have a couple of names of the people that have already been hired, and I am not familiar with any of them, to be honest. So I can't say to watch this person over that person. I really don't know. What I can tell you is go to the Academy, not the Oscars, but the Academy on Instagram. And then if you're a Facebook person, because I know some of y'all are old school, you cannot leave Facebook for nothing. So go over here to the Facebook and see it here. See the Oscars, see it here. And so you might want to follow them now. So when they start posting some reels, you can get your little notifications and see whatever it is they are doing. Okay? So those are the two places you want to go for, I would probably say, some of the best coverage. Why is it going to be the best coverage? Because just based on my experience, when the Academy has hand selected people to do a certain thing, and in this particular case, these influencers have the job I used to, but they have more access to stuff than I had because I couldn't get into the governor's ball, not in production and not even as press. I could cover the red carpet and I could cover the show, cool, but not the governor's ball, because that's where the celebrities toss back a few and you might see some things. So I already know out the gate there are certain parameters they have already given these influencers as to what not to say, what not to cover, what not to take pictures of right out the gate. And if we see something crazy, we will snatch what we need and or want immediately, because we're not gonna have any crazy. Okay, and so if you play your cards right, you might be able to do it again next year. So for these influencers, or for those for these people that are going to the Oscars probably for the first time, this is a great opportunity for you. Don't beep it up. Okay? Don't. Just don't. Don't. All right. So I suspect too, for those of us who love going over to Twitter, you can still go over to Twitter. And but when it comes down to exclusive content, Facebook and Instagram pretty much have that on lock because it's kind of contractual now. But at the same level, why not go over to Twitter? Twitter might stream somebody's red carpet over there, and you can still get some great coverage. Okay, because you know the stars, the celebrities, and everybody's going to be doing what they can. A lot of which will be on Instagram. But for those who like Twitter, they'll use Twitter, whatever else. So there'll be a lot of places to go for Oscar coverage. All right. So speaking of Twitter, did you know that there's a Twitter top fan favorite film category that they're going to announce during the show? Man, how things have evolved. So it's a good weekend, people. That's a wrap. That's a wrap for me. That's all I got for you today. I hope you got something useful out of it. If not, I'll try again next week. So, thank you for coming through, Anika Pfeiffer, girl. Thank you. I see you. Me to you was like Cory Booker to Ketanji, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. So, yeah. We need a phone call. Yes. So thank you for coming through today and adding some engagement. For those of you lurking, I see you. I see you. I see you. I appreciate you. I do. I do. I do. For those of you watching the replay, I appreciate you too. Questions, comments, and even your concerns, please put those in the comments wherever you may be watching, and I will get to those as soon as possible. if you think you want to be on this particular production, thank you, LinkedIn user. When it just says LinkedIn user, no name, no nothing, but that's okay. I see you. Woot woot. Okay. Did you just say woot woot? Okay, that's cute. All right, so questions, comments, if you should have a concern about what you've heard today, I hope you don't, or seen, please comment wherever you may be. LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I'm everywhere. I'm multi-streaming various places. So have a great weekend. Be safe out here in these mean streets. And yes, it is going to be a Bridgerton 2 weekend for me. As soon as the business day ends, it's going to be me and Shonda Rhimes and Netflix. I'm going to be all in Bridgerton this weekend. So if you ain't talking Bridgerton this weekend, why are you calling me? and I joke, but I'm somewhat serious too, because that's what I'm going to be watching this weekend. And we'll see. We'll see. Because I go to Twitter, I'm curious as to what the instant feedback is going to be. Okay? So, have a good weekend. Bye-bye. Until next week, I'll see you same time, same place, same social media profiles. Have a good week.